Well, Chris, 2 games into the season, 2 wins. Thoughts on how we've done so far?
Yeah, we've done pretty well. It's early in the season, so you can't read too much into it at the moment. First game against Avondale was quite well noted that we didn't start too great. Bit to do with the formation, bit sloppy, whatever it might have been. But since then, in both games we've created chances, scored enough goals, and looking alright. So hopefully things can only get better.
From a personal perspective, what are you happy with, and what do you want to work on from the first 2 games?
Obviously, just being back in the side after being suspended for so long. I haven't played too many pre-season friendlies, so it's just a case of getting more games under my belt, and things will hopefully start ticking a bit more cleanly for me. Just things like just getting your kick in and positioning, those things take a bit more time to come, but that's only going to come with more games to play, I suppose.
And you mentioned the suspension.
Yeah.
We spoke before when we had the Vicro Cup, but obviously that was a pre-season tournament.
Yeah.
This is the real deal. How's it been being back out there?
Oh, brilliant. I love playing for the club. I love playing football, like wherever it may be. Being suspended for that long was horrible, like having to watch everyone from the sidelines, etc. So it's not a nice feeling, and love putting the shirt on again and playing competitive football, so it's been great. It's
safe to say that you've never had a pre-season like this, given how much time you've had away from the game.
Yeah.
How have you approached this season differently?
Having such a kind of amount of time off, I suppose it gave me a lot of time to really get myself back in shape. I did a lot of fitness work in the off-season, loads of running, loads of weight work and stuff like that. So, and then the first kind of 2, 3, 4 weeks of pre-season, I still wasn't allowed to play, so it was frustrating doing all that running, all that hard work, and then not being able to play a game. So, I only had a couple of friendlies, and they were short games in that tournament. So, it's, I suppose with the keeper, it's a lot of concentration. So it was just getting my head right when I was called upon, and thankfully that's all starting to fall into place now.
I guess, as we said, 2 wins. It is early days, so what's the mood like in the camp? Are we happy with how we've played, or are we still a little bit careful? We know it's early days.
As I say, early days, but we've got a brilliant atmosphere in that dressing room, regardless if we're winning, losing, drawing, not playing games. All the boys get on so well, from the oldest, which is probably me and Ben, down to the young lads that have just come through from the youth team. So atmosphere in that dressing room has always been fantastic since day one. So the fact that we're winning, obviously it helps more. There's great banter in there. You've got the fine system in place, so there's a bit of fun with that. It's a great place to come to, so no one's complaining in there and everyone's happy. If you're sitting on the bench, everyone's still obviously want to be playing, but everyone's just geeing each other up, and we're really looking forward to a good season. So.
And speaking of banter, I have to ask you, you've got some keen fans who've made yourself an Instagram page. What's that on about?
I have no idea. I got tagged in a couple of things, and it was a fan club or something. It's just taking the mick, really, and it's just a couple of lads having a laugh, but it's quite funny, and it's made for some jokes in the change room as well, so good stuff.
And I guess moving on to more serious stuff, a big game this weekend against North Geelong. We spoke to Millsy midweek also and asked him about the game that we played in pre-season, which we lost. How much do you take from that game?
I suppose the only thing you take from that is my Croatian club playing against a Croatian club, and whenever that happens, you want to come out on top. But in terms of that pre-season, it was we had probably half our team out. It was probably the first 20 minutes of football I'd played in a long time. So yeah, they were a good side. Obviously, you got to give them that, and their result in the week shows that they're a good side. But I don't think we'll read too much into it. We'll look at our last 2 results and where we've done well and where we've done wrong, and they're probably doing the same thing with their last couple of games as well. So coming onto that game on Saturday, it's 11-a-side. It's a full length game. Anything can happen, but you wouldn't read too much into that friendly. I don't think they would either.
And I guess speaking about reading into results, what was your reaction when you heard their big win midweek?
That's surprising, and that's not to take anything away from what kind of side they are. I mean, I didn't go to the game, but you beat anyone 6-1, then you've got to have had a good game, and I don't think you can say, from what I know, Gully didn't have an off day or anything. They thoroughly deserved their win, so you've got to give them credit, and that obviously gets people turning heads towards them. So, it's probably the best thing that could have happened for us, because obviously they lost a couple of games, so I don't know, if they hadn't had that result, maybe we go into the game thinking a bit overconfident perhaps, but the fact that they've had a result like that, it's made everyone in our dressing room kind of, get their heads right, because we know we're going into a good game on Saturday.